Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the NSP show. So yeah, today I have my first guest on the show. Okay, today I have my first guest on the show, Sahaj Alwa, who is a schoolmate of mine, who was a schoolmate of mine, and still a very good friend of mine. So yeah, we have come here to talk about the whole board exam scene going on in India right now, and obviously there is a lot of confusion, and that confusion is creating a lot of anxiety and stress among the students who are to appear for the board exams this year. To start things off, Sahaj, I want to know your opinion on this situation because there is lack of clarity by the boards right now, and a lot of students are confused, and due to this, they are not able to concentrate on their studies. What do you think about this situation, and what do you expect from the boards?
Yeah. So first of all, thank you for having me on the NSB show. It's a great honor, I can say. See, personally being a class 12 student, I know what the real pressure or the stress that media is trying to convey to the government. In the first place, there is no clear clarity on the side of the government if they are going to conduct the exams or not, because they've taken really long to actually come on at a point where they could actually divulge the decision to everyone. So this is actually building up a lot of stress among the students, and they just have to keep studying or revising months together, because this wouldn't work out. Because they have once they complete into class after completing class 12, they'll have to apply for other universities or other colleges. And they because if the pandemic, the Indian students are stuck here, but those students who are aspiring to study in foreign universities, which will be beginning very soon, which is might begin in a couple of months. So, but the CBSE particularly is claiming that it will take 75 days starting from July to finally, give the results, which should be really long. So I don't think the first thing that I would think is give all the students a clear picture on whether they are actually going to conduct the exams or not.
Yeah, the news is that they might give clarification on June 1st, but I feel like it should have been a lot earlier. So, yeah, let's talk about the updates, the little updates that we have gotten already. One update is that, according to article from Times, it says that the Karnataka board is favoring the second option of the CBSE plans, which is three elective subjects with alongside with one language, which is English. You can choose three out of your four major subjects. So what do you think about that concept? Is that right for the students who have been preparing for so long? Do you think it's fair enough to conduct an exam that way?
See, I think it's totally depends upon on the students, because if they want it or not. But this, it's a good move from the government if they implement this, because it would, to certain extent, not to great extent, but to certain extent, it will help students not get infected to the pandemic, because they can reduce the days of examinations, and the time for which the students are actually exposed to the external atmosphere. But I think judging students on a particular subject, to what extent is it right? Because if you're pursuing engineering, you'll need maths, you'll need stats, but you actually do not know if the students has actually studied all the four subjects. Coming to the major subjects, that is excluding the languages. That if for me, being a science student, I have physics, chemistry, maths, and the fourth subject, it could be a biology, it could be computer science or statistics. If a biology student chooses biology because it's easier for them, and still aspire to go into engineering because they think that maths, they'll mess up in the board, so they'll definitely not choose maths. But when it comes to engineering, maths is a primary thing that they have to be good at. But what is the prime factor with which they would test that students is skillful at maths? But I
Yeah.
think conducting only three major subjects, to certain extents, it's all right, it's not a big issue.
Yeah.
And also it would be better if they could reduce this time, because they can particularly test if the students is skillful at every subject. They could conduct a 90 minutes exam. So what Suresh, sir, from the Karnataka government, what he says is that the government has already prepared the question papers, so they wouldn't want to change the pattern of the examination. But to how is that even an explanation? How is that an explanation they could give it to the public, that they have prepared the question paper and that's the reason they're not willing to change the pattern of the examinations? And to adding to that, after few days he added that it would also build a lot of stress if they actually change the examination pattern. But I think that examination pattern can be changed in a right way, so that it's very clear to the students, and students would not mess up. They would still score the the deserved marks in that pattern. It should not be a stress to that examination pattern should not build up a lot of add up to the stress.
Yeah, I what I think is that the intelligence part in this whole education board is missing, because I think there are a lot more intelligent ways to find a solution, but they're not doing it at the moment. And yeah, by talking that, a big update that has come right before recording this, and that is that this article on Deccan Herald, it says that a source from the education board itself has said they are largely by conducting online exams. Now, me personally, I don't think that is fair, because there is a lot of malpractices happening in online exams, even with proper online proctored exams. For example, Symbiosis exams last year for law entrance. It was a law entrance exam, and a person managed to cheat and even stream it live on YouTube. It went to that extent, even though it was a proctored examination. What do you think? How fair it is for the students who have been working really hard? Because obviously, people who don't study, they are going to try some or the other malpractice during the online exams. Do you think online exams is the way to go?
So talking about proctored exams, I gave my remote proctored exam for the Vellore University today morning. So I wrote it in a very genuine way, because I really did not want to, mess things up by doing some malpractices and all, because that would be, stretched, because I was prepared. But there are students who want to get into VIT because it's damn expensive, and who would not want to live the life of that Vellore Institute. There's mega infrastructure, the best college life you can get in India. So students, this would be very unfair, because the actual every engineering college would have two ways of getting students into. One is management quota, and the other one is merit quota. If you conduct online proctored exam, it would actually give a wrong picture of what actually meritorious students are. It would actually divide students from getting their well-deserved seat. And well,
Yes.
you mentioned about the Deccan Herald article, that where the Karnataka government is thinking over the online examinations. I happen to read that what it says is that it will have to collaborate with the various engineering colleges, and but it's very unclear. The picture what government has given, it's very ambiguous. They're not confirmed exactly how to conduct the examinations, because coming to board examinations, because Karnataka, a lot of students, thousands of students actually are from villages where they barely have built a college there. And then when it's online exams, they actually do not know how to actually operate. It could be operate computer, provide with the perfect network, because if it's a little problem with the network, it's a question of their future. The student would mess up their entire examination, because like the various villages, for example, in Kurg itself, I happened to read it yesterday, that they do not have network connections, due to which students are unable to you know uh, go through the take part in the online education platform, that is online classes. When the students are unable to be a part of the online educational platform itself, how can the Karnataka government think it would be really fair to actually conduct the examinations online?
Yeah, I also think it is not that fair, because a lot of people do not even have smartphones. So they are working to their best level so that they can study and become something. Obviously, a lot of parents cannot afford the best things, and especially with the situation after the pandemic, it's really tough. And again, it's a lockdown now, so a lot of people are going through financial stress as well. And to put upon that this all exam stress, I feel for those students, because they don't have any other option. So yeah, I feel like that online option is something that shouldn't be taken. I feel like whenever it is safe, they should conduct an on examination where it's fair and square for everybody. Now, let's talk about the anxiety and stress this is causing. Obviously, the mental health is something that is brutally ignored in this country. I don't know why, but it is a taboo subject in this country, and they don't think mental health is a thing. Obviously, students are, it's tormenting times right now. Students are facing a lot of stress. Me personally, I am a chill person, but still there are people who take
Whatever.
there are people who take a lot of stress, especially my friends. One of my friends, he says that this lack of clarity and the update that they gave, that they might just do exams with 3 elective subjects and 1 language. He says that there is a possibility if they do that, they might have to compensate their score in the competitive exams that they're going to attempt, because the total marks are totally low than usual. They might have to compensate it with scoring very high in their competitive exams, so that there is a possibility of that happening. So he says that that is not fair. So there are a lot of different point of views around. And what do you think? Uh, should the government have acted earlier? Is was this irresponsible from the boards?
So I rightly agree with what you said. The mental health is not considered a thing in India because the government and a lot of people from the government education department are unaware that a major section of the population is actually going a tremendous mental stress, due to which they're actually not able to study. How can you expect a student to keep on reading the same thing or be preparing, hoping that exam would be in weeks for the next 3 months? A student cannot take such a massive pressure, and that is not the right way to test a student if they are actually well prepared for the examination, because they would undergo a lot of stress in this. Because when the examinations would, let's say it would be conducted in July, when was the classes got ended? It could be on Feb or March. There's a huge gap between the examination and the when the actual classes got over. So, and this gap would not, you cannot say that students would get a lot of time to prepare more. No one would prepare because there's a lot of distractions around. And people, I mean students, would particularly succumb to mental disorders, and they would undergo a lot of pressure in these terms. I think the government needs to consider that the mental health of the students, it's a very important factor, and they have to uh, judge our students on the perfect like giving a proper test, so that they do not undergo further stress.
Yeah. Um, the other thing I wanted to talk about is, obviously, there is a lot of controversy that commerce people and arts people have it more easier. Obviously, we agree to the fact that our portions have been considerably cut down compared to the usual portions second PUC commerce students have. What is it the same case for you science students? Is Are the portions cut down enough, or do you feel it is a bit more to study?
See, the government, I do appreciate what government has taken. It has cut down 30% of the syllabus. But when I would be pursuing my engineering, I would badly need the subjects that I've missed. There are a lot of important topics that the government thought it should be removed out of the portion. So what, in my point of view, is that the classes on those portions should be conducted. The students should be educated on the topics, because they're very crucial, because all the topics in science or maths are, they're extremely important when it comes to engineering, because students could be pursuing pure sciences, they could be pursuing medicine, they could be pursuing engineering, and deep core maths to the board level, it's very important. And when it comes to competitive exam, JEE, the NT or the NEET, they have refused to reduce syllabus. They still claim that competitive exams were on 100% syllabus. So we anyways have studied without the classes given to us through the college platform. They have not taught like most of the colleges, they have not considered taking classes on the on the syllabus that got reduced, because it's pointless anyways. But I think every student should have that right. It was, only the examination should be on the reduced syllabus, and teaching should be on the 100% syllabus, because that should have been the case.
Yeah. Obviously, because there are students who want to learn about everything, so that they make sure they go into whatever they are doing next with absolutely as much knowledge as possible. So yeah, I feel like it's different. It's a toss up between science and commerce, because in commerce the thing is it is a lot more accessible, I would say, the information, and it's quite general things that we learn in the first year and second year pre-university. It's quite general things. I feel like science is a lot more complicated, and I feel like especially in the science stream, it's causing a lot of stress for the students, because not only you have to write the board exam, but you have serious stress on your competitive exams that are coming up. It's not the same on this side. Obviously there are competitive exams on commerce and arts side also, but it's not at the same pressure level. So what do you think the competitive exam approach should be like? Because obviously this board exam and competitive exam, I think it will come very close because of the pandemic. So it's going to put more load on the students. Do you think they can push the competitive exams a bit further? Or do you think making board exams a bit easier is the way to go?
See, the right status quo of the government has massively affected the preparations, preparations in tandem of competitive exams and board examination. Speaking, as a under speculations, I think the board exam could be conducted in July, and we still have two attempts of JE exams. That is, it could be in July and August. All the exams got messed up in the gets in the same. No one can prepare for boards and competitive exams separately. It would definitely hamper their preparations for any exams, because under the absolute stress, you'd be still confused if I should give more priority to competitive exams or your board examinations. But if, as you mentioned, what would it be right if they push the competitive exams ahead of board exams? But would it just not delay the entire educational process? Because what it was earlier going was that by now the colleges, engineering colleges, first year should have been started. But the present status would say that it might start in November or December, November most probably. But if we still push the competitive exams, the students, they will take another year, almost reach an year to complete, to actually get into a college, which means all by couple of years in the pandemic, a lot of at least a year would get wasted in life of student. Because at the end of at the end of the whole educational process, a student must be skillful at whatever discipline they have chosen. And I don't think delaying exams to great extent would actually make it, would just build up a lot of stress among the students, and it would not help to ace up the preparations.
I just think every step that the board is taking right now is just creating more stress for the students instead of consoling us. I feel like, as you said, competitive exams are something that decides our future more than the board exam. So I feel like the board exams should be made a bit easier, and it should be made as early as possible in the most safest way. I feel like with a board of so many members, every state has, I feel like they can be a proper solution put into place to conduct the exams as soon as possible, make it a bit tad easier, so there is a less load, there is a bit of less load on the student, and so that the competitive exams and board exams have a decent enough gap at least for the students to calm down, recollect themselves, and prepare for it. So
That's
yeah.
correct. But adding on to
uh,
that, it's adding on to that. It's still an option to scrap board exams for those pursuing engineering whose seat would be purely based on your competitive exam results. And a board exam would not really matter if on what college you get into. But still, I do agree your counter argument that your 12th marks would be important in your future, getting a job or getting into higher studies for your masters. But the students who are actually getting into engineering or medicine, their seats should be purely decided on competitive exams, and the 12th mark should be based on internal assessments.
Yeah, but I feel like CBSE has done proper internal assessments during their online class sessions. Uh, what I think is, I don't know, your college might have done it in a right way, but personally, my college, it's not a day got any college, but it was, the online classes weren't that productive, and we didn't have any sort of internal assessments or anything. So here is the problem that internal assessments, has it been done for you in your college?
Even like monthly examinations were there, and also it could be the government can still consider a first few examination, because in our district it was very formal and official. So the question papers were not set by the teachers of a particular college. They were set with, they had a common question paper throughout the district, and there were proper invigilations. The corrections were not biased, because it was considered a college or district level. So considering those marks would be fair enough, then rather than just scrapping off the examinations.
Yeah, I feel like for commerce side, that is more better because obviously there are a lot of admissions for BCom and stuff like that. It's based on 10+2 certification. So yeah, for that I feel like what you just said is more fair. I don't know, but there is this confusion, lack of clarity. I feel like even if they take a decision now, I feel like they are a bit late on it because
Yeah,
it's
but
it's
sorry
just
to
going to.
you mentioned there's a lack of clarity, but what is the government waiting for? They could be waiting for there's a recession in the COVID cases. It could be, probably in a month, the COVID
A
cases could.
reduction, the reduction in cases you say, I feel like
No,
reduction in
I
cases,
was I was just mentioning that if they're waiting for the cases to decrease, that's not even a good option. What are you even thinking? Once there's a less COVID cases, you would send all the students to the examination center, make sure they write the examination center under all the stress, but still get infected through examinations. Again, you are basically supporting a third wave in the country.
yeah, I just saw an article of the CBSE board deciding that there might be a possibility of a 30-minute examination as well to reduce the risk to COVID, to reduce the exposure to COVID. I don't know whether COVID virus takes a 30-minute interval between just during the time of examinations. I feel like even 5 minutes of exposure outside can get you infected with the virus. So I feel like that is where the risk is. I feel like the risk will be there if you're going to conduct exams. I feel like, I see, this might be a controversial statement, but I feel like the government is responsible for everything that is happening right now. People
Especially
might Yeah, people might not agree with me or people might agree with me, but it's clear that if the central government had taken action before, instead of rallying for their elections, I feel like the governance is just for political gains in this country right now. It's not considering the benefit of their citizens, and because of their decision, a lot of people are unemployed, a lot of people are not earning, and even the people who call the future of the country, we are supposed to be future of the country, and they are living in peace, and they are not living us let live in peace. They're not letting us to live in peace. So yeah, I feel like it's just it's the intelligence part in this governance is completely missing according to me. And I don't want to make any further comments because it's going to make it really controversial, and I don't want that to happen. I don't want people to come into my comment section and hate me. I'm just saying what is happening right now. I think the government, if they had taken further action, like previous action itself, I feel like none of these problems would have happened. We would have been writing our board exams by now. So yeah, I feel like they need to be clear, and they need to make it way easier, because as you said, the competitive exams is a thing which is more important at the moment than board exams. I feel like they should come up with a solution where there is less risk. I feel like what they can do, a solution in my mind was they can divide it into two groups so that they can reduce the number of students together at least. So yeah, they can divide it into two groups, two sets of students for the board exams, and it might not do too much, but it will still reduce the risk of transmission of the virus, so that the number of students attempting in one go is a bit less than usual. Because if you do it in one go, I feel like it is a major risk, because in Karnataka right now, especially, the cases are not going down. All over the country, it's going down, but we are still around the 25 to 30,000 mark, and it's still high. It is fluctuating. It's going high one day, it's reducing the other day. So, and in Mangalore, where we stay, obviously, it has reached the 1,000 mark regularly. So yeah, I feel like they can try and reduce the number of students at one go, try to make some sort of division where the number of students will become less. And I feel like by June end or early July, the exam should be conducted, because it's going to be too late if they wait even after that. It's just going to cause more problems. That's my opinion on
but
it.
whatever way it be, like make a decision. That I would urge the government to make a decision as quick as possible. Bring clarity among the students because everyone's
And
waiting for a response.
and I feel like the government need to take a step for helping students with their mental health as well. That is a major aspect. Along, okay, studies is something important for your life going further into your future. But I feel like the government has to take steps to help students with their mental health and stress as well. I feel like they can use public mediums in order to send messages to stay calm and at least give some clarification for the students that nothing much is going to happen. You just calm down, learn for the exam, and attend the exam. You don't have to worry too much about it. So something like that.
Anyway, inevitable because Karnataka government or the CBSE would not scrap the 12th examinations. It's anyways going to happen. So
Yeah, the scrapping, I believe, is a tough option. I don't think it's a feasible option at the moment because, as I said, especially in the commerce side, we need our marks so that we can go further into. Okay, but there are a lot of things where you need entrance exams, but it's important for us going further because a lot of college take admissions, as I said, on the 10+2 certification. So yeah, I feel like it has caused a lot of confusion. There is no one mainstream system here. It has been divided. The commerce, science, it's not this. It doesn't go the same way. I feel like that has caused a major problem here because it doesn't really work the same way as it works in the science stream. It's quite a lot different systems going on around. So I feel like if the government thinks further, because there are going to be cases which peak again and again until the virus is completely eradicated. There are going to be third waves, fourth waves, or anything like that. There are going to be such situations again where we will have to go to lockdown again, looking at the cases all over the world right now. Melbourne, Australia, which was the safest place, it has gone into snap lockdown again. So it is going to happen again and again. You don't know when the cases are going to peak again. So I feel like going further into the near future, I feel like the government can think a way to make such that both the sides, all the three streams, science, commerce, arts, have a similar system, so that even if the exams get cancelled, all will have the similar situation. And so, as I was saying, that I feel like a uniform system has to be created further going into the future, so that our juniors don't face any problem. I don't want them to face the same problems that we are going through right now. It is horrible.
Yeah, that's there.
To end things up with, what do you think about the management of the boards right now? Do you think there is any scope from better things happening? Do you think they should develop their system of?
So what's for sure is that this pandemic is going to continue year after year, a couple of years at least. So it's going to be the same way, the same situation. We had it last year. We are facing it this year again.
That's what is happening. That we faced it last year. It was so clear what is going to happen. Last year, so many things happened, and you had to be braced for it. But they just ignored the fact that the virus exists, and they're not ready. This is complete mismanagement. You had the same situation last year.
What the thing is, the government cannot be blank every year because they just need more time to get a right decision.
They were blank about the COVID situation because even during 1 lakh to 1.5 lakh cases, everything was open. We had to go to our colleges. I feel like that they were blind at that time also, and they are acting blind on the exam situation right now, because the clarity on the examination should have come a lot earlier. June 1st, I don't know why specific June 1st date. If you can come to a conclusion, release it as quickly as possible.
The state governments have already submitted their decisions by May 25th. And they still need a week to get onto a particular decisions, because June
and even the hearing supposed to happen today, I guess. It has been pushed back to May 31st again. So we can get to know.
Stupid.
Yeah, we have waited for a month long just to clarify, just for some clarification on our examination.
Yeah.
All I have to say is, for whoever is watching this video, stay calm. It's just the government being dumb at this moment. The boards are being just dumb at this moment. So you have to stay calm. If you can't study much, I feel like what you can do is study for as less as possible, half an hour, 1 hour. Just go through it, and don't burden yourself saying that if the board exam is suddenly announced.
Because to study at this point when we're not clear when the examination is going to be, would just build up stress in the students.
I know, but I feel like whoever is the little few people who are going to watch this, I feel like taking stress is not the way to go right now. Obviously, the boards are not doing the proper thing. The solution is not very clear right now, but I feel like taking stress will just build more pressure on you. So I feel like taking stress for the students is not the way right now. Be a bit relaxed. Just if you can't read for too long, just read it for half an hour to 1 hour maximum, and just go through it once, so that you don't feel guilty that you don't study. Because that's what I've heard with a lot of students, that they're feeling guilty because they're not studying, because they don't know when and what the exams are going to be. So yeah, they feel guilty because they don't study, and that is causing even more stress. So do you have something to say on it?
See, at the end of the day, I would just urge the government to give us whether you're scrapping the exams, whether they're not scrapping the exams, whether you're going to conduct the exam, give us a perfect clarification on this topic. We will accept it no matter what, because at this point there's nothing we can even comment on what's going to happen. It's all a mess. It's totally ambiguous, and really have it is just it will at least enable the students. It will galvanize the students to at least they'll know what to do if they have to study, how much to study, and what kind of pattern the examination is going to be on, the timings of the examination, the date of the examination, so that they can plan accordingly. They can't be stuck at their homes daily, just going through the same topics again and again.
As you said, obviously I feel like now there should be clarification as soon as possible. That's the obvious thing. But I feel like going further, they have to make a proper system in place, because this pandemic is going to continue for a long while, as you said that also. So I feel like there should be a proper system put into place, considering the existence of this virus right now. So yeah, I feel like further going into, they can't be blind anymore, because this has happened twice already, and I don't think there is a room for it happening for the third time. And I feel like they should consider the competitive exams for the students as well. Try to reduce a bit of stress for the students. Try to reduce. I feel like they should they should try and find a solution where they can reduce a bit of stress for the students and bit of load for the students. Even with competitive exams, I feel like a little bit can be done, if not much. I feel like a little bit can be done just to reduce the pressure on the students, because the pressure is on an all-time high. Because not only we have to worry about our exams, while we step out of the house, we have to worry about getting infected by the virus, and not all of us have access to the vaccination right now.
Yeah, that's there.
So yeah, if we had, if you are willing to give us vaccination, we are happily ready to write the board exam. But we don't have access. A lot of us don't have vaccination access right now. Obviously, people who have turned 18 may have access, but a lot of us do not have that access, that privilege right now to go and take the vaccine. So I feel like that also has to be taken in consideration. And yeah, that we have the fear of that also, stepping out of the house, and we have fear of coming back and infecting our loved ones also. That is what my problem is right now, because I'm not against writing the exam. I'm for the exams happening online properly in a fair and square method. But my fear is that my family has already gone through this whole COVID situation, and I don't want to see that happening again, because there is no surety that it doesn't happen again. So I don't want this to happen again. So yeah, that situation I went through was absolutely dire. I don't want anyone else to go through the same situation. I feel like not only the exam part here, I feel like it's risking the families as well. It's exposing the families as well. So I feel like that has to be taken in consideration at the end of the day. We can't ignore that fact. And as well as the board exam should be conducted and
Yeah.
the best way possible. So it is a bit of a confusion right now because of the virus and the exams. But I feel like if the government have enough people to make up a proper plan for the students to write the examination anyways. So yeah, as you said, we need clarity as early as possible. And yeah, I feel like one more thing that I would want to say is if anybody is infected by COVID because of the examinations, I feel like the board has to own up for it, because you're conducting examination in such a situation where you're risking the students. So I feel like whoever is infected with COVID because of the during the examination, there should be some way so that there is relief to the students, because a lot of people can't afford treatment because they stepped out to write the board exams. I feel like they can take a bit of responsibility for that.
They
What
will
do
have
you
to.
think?
Yeah, that's you're totally right on that fact. They'll have to take it. Either they have to give vaccination for a 17-year-old as well as 18-year-old, and then let them go attend the examinations. If the government is not willing to do that, then they'll have to be responsible for the circumstances that will come further.
Yeah, I feel like one more risk is that the case is going up high again due to this, because it started because of schools being reopened, colleges being reopened. We were exposed to it, and it started spreading in schools. If you remember, when the cases started peaking, it's colleges were being shut, schools were being shut. So I feel like that factor has to be put into consideration as well. I feel like if people can't buy face shield or masks, they should be face shield and masks at the entrance of the centers wherever the students are writing. I feel like they should give everyone a shield and a mask. I feel that is basic responsibility if anyone is not wearing a mask or a shield. So yeah, I feel like proper sanitization tunnels, those tunnel things, sanitization ones, I feel those are to be put in place, and there should be a sanitizer in every class, a big sanitizer bottle in every class. And they should make sure that there is less contact between the teachers and the students as well. I feel like that will just reduce the risk a bit. I
Yeah.
feel like they, if not online exams, if it's offline exams, I feel like they can apply a bit of intelligence and make sure that there is less contact between each other in the examination centers. I feel like a lot of measures have to be taken, considering the cases won't go anywhere below 1 lakh at
Yeah.
this trend. So yeah, I feel like a lot of measures have to be taken. If they do conduct the exam, it should not be conducted in a irresponsible way. Just saying that you're conducting the exams, go, no measures at all. I feel that is not the way. I feel like even if you conduct offline exams, there should be some proper intelligent solution there, so that there is a lot less risk going into the exam. You can
Yeah.
reduce the risk. Obviously, you can't eradicate the risks.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't eradicate the risk totally, but I feel like you can reduce it by a lot. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it, I guess. Do you have any last words?
I think life would be a better priority for the on the part of the government than the education of a student, because they right now get a policy, get a new education system that's more friendly to online platform rather than offline platform. Even though the cases might be in hundreds, but you still should not support offline colleges, because they should still give more importance to online platform, because right now the education system that we are all under, it's absolutely prone to only the offline methods and not to online methods. And at the end of the day, I would just wish all the students and everyone watching here, be safe and good luck for your examinations. And Narsima, particularly, this was definitely an enticing conversation. It was a great discussion, and I really loved being. Keep calling.
Yeah. Thank you for joining. Seems like I'll have a lot of editing to do right now. This conversation went on for a long time. Obviously, it was a very good conversation to have with you. And yeah, I would absolutely love to have you back on here. I'm looking forward to have many conversations with you going forward. And I thank you. I appreciate you for joining this today. And yeah, let's hope that we come back again. And till then, I hope you're doing well as well. I hope you're safe as well. And to whoever's watching, to whoever is watching. I hope you all are safe as well. I hope you all are doing well. Until then, take care, stay safe. Peace.
Goodbye.
I'm an icon, man. I'm a girl about a 10. I should fuck her in a Benz.